Today we're going to do a quick holiday declutter. There are 20 places that I always look around my house before the holidays start. Today we're going to start in the pantry. So before we start baking and getting out all that fun stuff, we're going to start decluttering our pantry of those cans, those non-perishable goods that we thought we were going to use and then we didn't. This is a great time to go through your pantries because everywhere is collecting food right now. Whether you go to churches or your local food drives or your schools, where we just recently donated a bunch of cans, this is the perfect time to give back to your community, and it's all going to be from things that you're already finding around your house anyway. So let's start in our pantry. Check those dates. If they are past due, then go ahead and just get rid of them or use them today if possible. But if they're still good, you're going to do some research and find some local places around you that are doing food collections. I guarantee you there's going to be a bunch this time of year. Okay, I came out here because our dishwasher is on. You know I'm multitasking, of course, right now. So the next thing I'm going to look for is used and abused dish rags. I tend to get a pack and they last me between a year or two if I'm lucky. And then they basically just die off. And I end up either taking them out to the garage to just be dirty rags, or I end up getting rid of them. So today is a great day to go through your dish rag drawer. Something I also have looked for in the past is those very specific holiday decor dish rags. And this is a great time to pull those out. And if you still have any, it's a great time to get rid of them if they never come out, if they're never being used. For me, the holiday dish rags just don't work because I'm not going to remember to change them up throughout the seasons. But if you really enjoy them, check and see if they're still working for you and you're still enjoying using them. I don't buy these nearly as much as I used to, which actually has helped me a lot. Sorry, hairball. Has helped me a lot. But candles that have been used up or candles that you did not enjoy the smell, things people give you. I feel like this time of year, people always give me candles, and I have a few that I like. This one's my favorite. It's pumpkin spice. I keep it out all year round because I just enjoy the smell. But if you have candles right now that are just sitting on the shelf and not doing anything for you, you never light them, today is a great day to get rid of them and clear up some space before the holiday season starts. Okay, so the next thing that I'm looking for today is any kind of junk mail, things that have come home from my daughter's school, old invitations to parties, or things that we just generally are not using anymore when it comes to paper. Those evil paper piles that tend to load up very quickly if we don't take care of them. Today, very quickly, I'd love for you to go around your house and find any of that like random pieces of paper we have laying around. If you're like me, I know you have some. And we're going to put them all together and we're going to very quickly go through and pick out what we need to keep and what we need to recycle. And the things that we need to keep, if it is a bill, we're going to go ahead and we're going to make sure that we're going to pay that today. If it's a birthday invitation, what I love to do is to take a picture of it and I'll send it to myself, or I'll put it in my notes app and I'll put it on my calendar. Then I know that I can safely get rid of the invitation and I have all of the information that I need in order to make sure that I get to the birthday party. The next thing we're going to look for as we're in our comfy clothes still is any bottoms that don't have lids. So I recently just got some Pyrexes for my birthday in October. I know I already did a big declutter of them, but honestly, this is where I always go back to every single year before we're letting in the new year. We want to make sure that all of our bottoms, our Tupperware, have lids that match and we know where they are and they fit and they work and they're not torn. This is a great time to go through all of those things because there is nothing more infuriating, there's the word, in this world than to have packed all your food up and then not be able to find a lid. So we're not going to do that as we come into this new year. I wanted to quickly thank Monarch Money for partnering with me today. My husband and I are in the fabulous season of we just bought a new house a couple months ago. We're doing some really fun updates on this home. And we needed to know where our money and our spending was going so that we did not go over budget. Monarch Money has been a game changer for us when it comes to being transparent about exactly where all of the funds are going. Because nobody likes to have that awkward conversation where you're looking at your spending and then you're like, what in the world happened? And you guys start blaming each other for spending too much. There is no more of that. So when we have our conversations now, it is so much simpler to just put all of our spending up on one dashboard and be able to see exactly what is flowing in and flowing out, and be able to talk about it without all that frustration, because we're both being able to see exactly what we're spending, which just completely helps with the confidence in knowing that you are not going over budget and that you don't feel like you have these huge surprises at the end of the month where you're sitting there like, what in the world just happened to me? The other thing that I absolutely love about Monarch Money is that you can track your subscriptions. And I know you guys have heard me talk here about subscriptions and how it's so easy to just sign up for that free trial, right? And then we forget to cancel it. There's no more of that when everything is linked to the same place and you can see exactly the breakdown of where all your money is going. If you want to try Monarch Money, this is a great time to get 50% off using the link down in the description. And you can use my code MINIMAL50 on your first free trial. This one is a win, easy win here. We are going to look through that box of decorations that we have for all of the seasons, and we're gonna get rid of anything that we didn't use. Thanksgiving just ended, we just had Halloween, so as we're putting all these things away, we wanna make sure that we're not putting anything back that we did not remember we had or we did not use. The other thing is to look for any decorations as we get out our Christmas stuff or any holiday that you might celebrate in the winter season. If you are not using it and it did not make it outside the box, you're not excited about hanging it up or having to deal with it, then let's get rid of it now before we have to then deal with it when we are putting everything back away. A great way to clear up some space as we head into the holidays is to clear out all of those kitchen gadgets or utensils that we're not using, but we had high hopes when we bought them, right? I found for so many years that I had a potato masher and yet I never used it. I just always used a fork, and I still just used a fork when I'm mashing my potatoes. So I'm sure there are some things in your house as well that might be one-use items that you keep thinking you're going to be using and then you don't use them. So today is a great day to go through them and pull out a few of those things. It always surprises me, especially when it comes to our kitchen gadgets and our kitchen utensils, that less is more. When you have what you really enjoy and works, everything in the kitchen kind of flows better. You don't mind making dinner because you know you have exactly what you need. And bonus, you know where to find it. And you know if it's clean or not because it has a home and a place to be in your kitchen. So today, I challenge you to find at least one or two things in your kitchen gadget drawer that you're not using or it's just out of date. And let's get rid of them today. Okay, hopefully this isn't terrible lighting, but the next thing that I'm gonna look at as I'm doing my quick, just whole home declutter before the holidays, I'll kick off is to look at my cleaning supplies. Most of them are kept right here. I like to keep the large majority of them all in one place, or I forget what I have and then I buy more. That's a major problem of mine. So I'm gonna go through here, I'm gonna pull everything out real quick, and I'm just gonna get rid of anything that I haven't been using. One of the crazy things to me is that the person that left this house to us left us so many cleaning supplies, a lot of things that I never really buy myself, but I'm gonna use them because they were left here. So we have tons of paper towels, which, I mean, what's the point in getting rid of them, right? Like they just left, honestly, seriously, so many things of paper towels. They left us a bunch of dishwasher detergent. I know that the woman who owned this house and the family that owned this house, I know the woman had already left for her job and the husband had stayed. And so I'm pretty sure that's why he left all the cleaning supplies, because if it was me, I know how much they cost and I would have taken them all with me, but bless them. It's been really nice to not have to, since, when did we move in? The end of August, have to even blink about buying trash bags, paper towels, which we don't really buy anymore anyway, but cleaning supplies. I mean, he left so much stuff and it has been a huge blessing, but it's time to go through and see if anything, like this is basically done. I need to remember to use the rest of that today and just get out some things that are not working for us. One of the most important areas, I would think, as the season of Christmas is upon us, is to declutter those toys, games, books that we are not using, that our kids are not using. Now, for me, what I start with doing is just finding basically trash. And there's always a medium to large amount of just bits and bobs because my daughter loves to craft. anything that I know we've gotten for free that we've brought in, or just like junk toys that I know she has not been using. I feel comfortable letting them go. That's going to be up to you. But another great idea as you are decluttering some of the toys or books today is to take out all of the things that are making their playroom or their bedroom really crowded and overwhelming. And I tend to just put them in a bag and I put them in another room for a couple of months if necessary. And as my daughter, if she asks for any of these things, then I will bring them to her. She also, before I get rid of it, is allowed to look through the bags and see what is in there. Nothing is hidden. It just is a great way for her and I to work through those feelings of detachment from these items. A lot of times what I found with my daughter in particular is that she loves everything. Everything has an extreme value to it. And I was the same way as a kid. So I completely understand where she's coming from. But what I also have found is that as you grow detached from an item and you're not seeing it all the time, you're not playing with it, you slowly lose that attachment to it. And if you see it again a month or two later, you come to realize that, oh, I didn't play with it, I didn't need it. And actually, especially as Christmas is coming, I would rather have room for something else that I know that I'm going to enjoy more in this season of my life. So kids are just like us. But finding a way where you and your children can work through, why am I so attached to this item? Why is it hard letting it go? Is it better if I give it to somebody else who's really going to be able to enjoy it? Because I'm not. It's all those same feelings we all go through, right? And being able to talk about these things and work them out is how I've found works best for my child. All of ours are different, so take it or leave it. It's all good. But she has been very secure in the fact that she's gonna have a room that she can enjoy a lot better because it's easier to clean up and it's easier to find her things. And she's gonna get the autonomy of being able to get those things back if she wants them before I end up getting rid of anything. So find what works for you. That's what works for us. And now in our downsized house, a lot of our games are in here as well. So this is a great time if you love board games like I do, or you love card games, to go through our games and our puzzles to find the ones that are missing pieces, find the ones that we didn't even remember we had anymore, and to get rid of those games that we've outgrown or we just don't reach for anymore in this season of our life. It's a great time to declutter them. All of the old games that are still put together, I end up donating them because there are so many people out right now looking at the thrift stores, trying to find these things for their family. And if I can get them out now, that means that they can use them as presents later. All right, I know we're all getting a little tired now, but we're gonna be more than halfway through. Before we continue, if you are enjoying this, declutter with me, then join our little group here by subscribing. And also, if you're already decluttering with us, throw a heart emoji down below because we all like to know that we are not alone on this extremely crazy journey. But the next one is our wrapping paper, our tissue paper, the bows, all the things that we might be using for the upcoming season and wrapping all our gifts. Personally, I do not like wrapping paper. I will get a little bit each year. I try to get the stuff that doesn't have any plastic on it so you can recycle it. But right now I don't even have any because I used it all up last year. But mainly what I use is recycled bags that people give me for birthdays or old holidays. I always seem to have a nice handful of bags. And so right now is a good time to check through them, make sure that they're still working. And if you're anything like me, I don't care what holiday it says on the bag. We're just gonna use them because it's what I have. All right, we're in one of my favorite parts of my new house, and that's my entryway. And two things that you should be looking for right now are coats and vests that you used last year maybe, or you didn't, and now the new cold season is coming, and if they're not being pulled out, right now is a great time to get rid of them, especially because people are out there needing these warm items, and if we're not using them, why not share them, right? And the other thing that I always look for is shoes that I don't like. Maybe they've gotten a little too tight on my feet, or maybe my daughter has worn them out really good and it's time to let them go. Right now is a great time to go through your shoes and pick out a few that you can donate, or if they're just way beyond repair, today is a great day to get rid of them and get them out of your house so that you don't have to worry about them as you're having your friends and family over. Something that I'm personally always on the lookout for in my house, but especially today, is looking for free items, those freebies that we get whenever we seem to walk out the door. There is something coming back in, right? And today is a great day to find those little freebie toys or water bottles or stickers that have been brought into our home that we know that we're not going to use. And it's a great time to just find all of that junk and get it out of your house. All right, we're already on 15. And the 15th thing that I'm looking for today is batteries and cords that I know I'm not using. I'm also going to try and organize this smorgasbord that's in our house of batteries, because when it's organized, it's easy to use, right? But when it's not, it's chaos and you end up buying more than you really need because you can't find what you need, right? Anyone else with me on that one? That's me all the time. So go through your cords, go through your batteries. What I love about my phone I got, actually it's probably a little over a year now, is that it has the same cord bottom as my husband's Google phone. And so we don't need as many cords as we used to when we both had separate things going on. So chargers, if you can simplify that and streamline, the better, because cords are just one of those things that we tend to forget about. We tend to gather and then we can't find them when we need them, right? I love y'all, but this is even close quarters for us in here in this bathroom. This is a small bathroom for me. We have downsized our bathroom a lot, and where for one, it's much easier to clean, so I'm not knocking it. I really like it in here. I have had to be so much more careful about beauty products, hair products, all of that stuff coming into my house because it immediately shows in this smaller bathroom. There is a lot less storage in this bathroom. So another thing that I need to do today is to go through all of this stuff under my sink and in the mirror behind here and make sure that I'm getting rid of anything that I'm not using. I know, I do not give myself a hard time for this anymore. There are things that we try and then we make mistakes, right? And we buy things because people tell us they're amazing and then they're not. Now, I have gotten so much better with this over time and not falling for all these things that people tell me to buy, but I still make mistakes, right? And that's okay. So today is not about making yourself feel guilty for things that you have bought and regretted. Today is all about clearing your space, clearing your room, and realizing that one, we all make mistakes, and two, that you don't have to make the same mistake again. You can learn from this and you can just not buy anything from that product line ever again because it didn't work. This is a great time to do a quick check of your drawers or your closet and quickly, I'm not talking about a Marie Kondo, take everything out and put it on your bed. No, we're gonna do just a quick grab of anything in your drawers that you're noticing is worn out or you do not wear anymore, and let's get it out because it's not helping us breathe and move in our homes, in our bedroom, where for me, in order to go to sleep, I have to have a peaceful, serene, calm environment to feel ready to go to bed. So if you're like me, today is a great day to go through those closets and maybe just your shirt or maybe just your pant drawer and pull out one or two things that we all know are too tight or just not working on our bodies. On that note, I'm also doing this with my daughter and doing a quick check of things that I know she's not wearing or she's outgrown. But if you don't have any kids at home, this can also be a time where you look for things that maybe your animals use or your husband uses that you know these clothes aren't being worn. When it comes to my husband, it's been amazing because we've been able to work out. The best solution for us when it comes to decluttering is that I absolutely adore decluttering. It helps me relax. I get in the zone and my husband doesn't enjoy it. So for us, all I'll do with his clothes is I take out the things that I know are dingy and yucky, are too small or too big, and I put them in a bag. And when he's ready, he can look through them and say yes or no to things. And he doesn't have to do all of the work. Now, I know that won't work for everybody, but what I realized is that that is a great compromise for both of us. He was always very unhappy with decluttering, so he wouldn't do it. I would get really frustrated. We cut out the whole frustration piece and the overwhelm piece for him because I actually enjoy doing this. So that is, I know, not going to work for everybody, and that's completely okay. But I would try it. You never know. Maybe it'll work. And my husband completely loves that I help him out in this way. And he, just like my daughter, loves to have a wardrobe that functions the best for what he needs. And when he doesn't have all that excess, everything just works so much better. Okay, as we've hit the colder seasons, which actually I really enjoy the cold, I will say one of the things that I always look for is my blankets that I've brought in. Now, I really want to get a heated blanket, but I know that that means that I need to get rid of something before I bring more in because we have hit capacity in my house for throw blankets. So now is a great time to go through, check your blankets. If you're somebody who loves seasonal blankets, bring them out and see if they're ones that you really enjoy using. Did you use them last year? Are they one of those blankets that you just get to look at but you don't get to touch and they're impossible to clean? I can't stand those, and I've gotten rid of all of them over the years, but I do still check to see if there's anything that I need to patch, if they're beyond repair, or if I just haven't been enjoying them because they're not cozy. Those ones can always go. All right, friends, I know this list of 20 things can feel like a lot for one day. And so 100%, you do not need to do all of these in one day. If you want to just do 5 today and pick 5 to do next week, your home is still going to feel great before the holidays hit us. So do what works for you when it comes to decluttering. I never like to hit a point where I feel overwhelmed because I don't want to tell my brain that this decluttering is impossible or too hard, because then I never want to do it again, right? So the next one is going to be those dishes that have chips in them, the mugs that we never reach for. What works for me and my family now is that over the past 6 years, I've gotten rid of all the mugs that don't match because I just realized that I used to collect them, but I didn't really enjoy the chaos of them. I like to see something that's very streamlined and easy to see. The only glass that we have that's kind of out of the ordinary is my husband's soccer glass, and he really enjoys it, so we keep it. That's fine. But anything that is a plate, a cup, a mug that you are not using or enjoying, doesn't fit, which is really key, doesn't fit. This season, especially as teachers, I know a lot of us will get those mugs, and I used to keep them all, but now I always let them go. We always get a ton of mugs for Christmas. Just as a teacher word, those aren't my favorite unless they're made by the children. Those are just one of those gifts that I end up putting right back out the door because I know that they're just going to overcrowd the way that I like to live in my kitchen. Okay, so we've gone through a lot today, and I am tired, I'll be honest. But the last thing that I'm gonna look for really quick as I walk around my home is any kind of decor or furniture piece that I have not been enjoying cleaning or I have not been enjoying looking at. That also can include your plants. If you have any plants that are dying at this point because we keep forgetting to water them or we overlove them and they look really sad, right now is a great time to let these things go. Let's not go into the holiday season feeling guilty or overwhelmed by our furniture, by our plants in our homes, because it's not worth it. It really just isn't worth it. I'm not going to make you feel bad about getting rid of these things, and you're going to feel so much better about not having to take care of them. Just wait and see. I guarantee you of that. But if you have enjoyed this, which I certainly have, I feel so much better now. And honestly, over the past 6 years of decluttering, every time that I do these lists of declutters and I get these things out of my house, I feel so much lighter by the end of it, and it's all worth it. It is all worth it. So I hope you feel the same. And if you do, then continue your journey. I hope you watch one of these videos right here, and I wish you guys all the very best.